A record number of Americans have already voted, more than 50 million ballots already cast. So what's the path to victory for both of these candidates? NBC's national political correspondent, Steve Kornacki, is with us this morning. Steve, good morning. Now just 10 days to go. We've seen the national polling. Nationally, Joe Biden has a big lead. In the key swing states, it's certainly a lot tighter right now. For Biden, what is the path to victory?
Yeah, good morning, Peter. Let's take a look at that. The starting point here will be, this is what it looked like in 2016. Remember, this is how Trump won 306. So for Biden to chip away at that and get to 270 himself, the most direct path that Joe Biden has involves the state you were just talking about, Pennsylvania, along with Michigan and Wisconsin. Why? These three states, Trump won by the smallest margin of his battleground victories in 2016, each one less than a point. And these three states are where Donald Trump's polling is the worst right now in battleground states. And so if Joe Biden is able to flip Wisconsin, if he's able to flip Michigan, you see the numbers start to change. And then if he is able to flip Pennsylvania, those three alone, again, states Trump only won by a fraction of a point in 2016. Those three alone would put Biden over 270. Now, Pennsylvania is also the one the Trump campaign has keyed in on here. They think it's their best chance of hanging on to one of these. If they were to do that, let's say, if Trump were to get Pennsylvania but lose the other two Midwest states he flipped in 16, okay, now Trump's back in the ball game. But what else can Biden do? He could get Florida. If he got Florida in that situation, he'd be over 270. He could miss in Florida. He could get Arizona. He'd be over 270 in that situation. He could pick up Georgia. He'd be over 270. There are a number of other options that present themselves for Joe Biden, even if he doesn't sweep those three Midwest states. But sweeping them, because they were the closest and because they are where Trump's polling is the weakest right now, that's Joe Biden's most direct path to get to 270.
Yeah, all eyes are going to be on the Midwest. There's no doubt about that. And, Steve, what about President Trump? What's his most likely path to victory if he were to win?
Yeah, Kristen, there's, I think, two key components here for Trump. Number one is he's got to win Florida. I think Florida is a must-win state for the president. You see, he got it in 2016. Let me just show you again. We're back to what happened in 2016. Let me show you what happens if Trump loses Florida. He doesn't fall under 270, but look how close he gets. It's 29 electoral votes, knocks him all the way down to 277. What losing Florida would mean for Trump is that basically any other state that he carried in 2016 that he loses, he'd lose the presidency. That could be Georgia. That could be North Carolina, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Arizona. If he loses Florida, he is one state away from losing the whole thing. So I think he's first of all got to shore up Florida, make sure he carries it, make sure he gets those electoral votes. And as we said, he's got to make sure he gets one of these three Midwest states. Pennsylvania is the one his campaign has keyed in on here. It's the biggest of those three. I think the cornerstones for Trump are he's got to get Florida, he's got to get Pennsylvania. If he gets those two, there are a number of paths to start to open themselves up for him. But if he doesn't, big trouble.
Yep, 10 days to go, and then who knows how long until all those votes are tallied. Steve, we appreciate your expertise this morning. At NBC News, we'll have complete coverage leading up to this election, including our Vote Watch series.